Kylian Mbappe exploring a potential switch of transfer interest from Real Madrid to either Arsenal or Liverpool. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the Football News Show as we discuss Hansi Flick learning Spanish to obviously take on the side of Barcelona in the summer. And Pep Guardiola is going to hate to speak to the man that scored a hat-trick yesterday as Man City beat the side of Brentford by 3-1. Remember, it was Brentford that scored first, and then Man City went ahead to obviously level and then scored more two to win that game to take them to 49 points. If they win their other game against Brentford, the game in hand, it's gonna be all about them topping the Premier League table. If they happen to win all their games this month, they are going to be on top of the Premier League table. Remember, Man City is going to play more than the side of Liverpool because Liverpool has to play in the Carabao Cup final. That is on the 25th of February. So, smash the like button, comment and share. If you're really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and let's continue to really subscribing because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and let's continue subscribing. As we speak right now, we are left with how many subscribers? Let me check. We are not badly off. We are doing really great. Oh, that's what I know. And we are left with 54 subscribers to hit 9,400 subscribers. So let's continue to subscribe until that we hit 9,400. After hitting 9,400, then we'll go on to the other mark of hitting 9,500 subscribers onto this beautiful channel of ours. This is the Football News Show. Now, a story has been broken by Miguel Delaney, who works for The Independent, confirming to us that Real Madrid's offer to Kylian Mbappe so far hasn't been to the satisfaction of the player or his entourage. Potential switches to Liverpool or Arsenal have been explored, but neither wants to break their wage structure to go for him. Now, let me first explain something about the wage structure. You know, every player is valued according to what he brings to the club. You won't tell me that a player who is bringing in a lot of sales is gonna earn the same amount of money like a player who doesn't bring in sales at the club. That is off. We should all understand that football is gonna hate to move on from the wage structure, but it depends on the potential of the player. For example, I support Man United. In the history of Man United, no player of Man United had ever earned £860,000 a week. That player is not there. But when Ronaldo returned from Juventus, because of his fame and what he brings to the club of Man United, the bargaining power to get in better and better shirt deals and sponsors, because in those clauses, there are obviously inclusions of such. When we get in a player like Kylian Mbappe, world-class player, that really gives us a lot when it comes to your fame. You'll obviously add us some money. Those inclusions are always there. Ronaldo came into Man United and he was paid £860,000 a week. They also added that if he scores 18 goals a season, every goal, you know, I think it was 20. If he scores 20 goals a season at Club Man United, every other goal that he scores is going to be worth £200,000. So, when he came into Man United, he made shirt sales of 2 million. 2 million shirt sales, single-handedly, as a player. When you look at Kylian Mbappe, he's in that ilk of making, I think, when you unveil him as an Arsenal player, he can make 2 million shirt sales for Arsenal. You get? He increases the fan base of Arsenal because to me, Kylian Mbappe is the best player in the world, and this is where I knock down everything concerning the wage bill. There is no player that fans, all teams, all owners of the teams are going to obviously complain about his wage bill, provided his performances match that. You understand? If your bill matches that, no team is going to come out and really say, no, he's not worth it. You know, for Kylian Mbappe, he can make Arsenal the money they want, and the fan base of Arsenal is going to go levels. And trust me, if you get in Kylian Mbappe as an Arsenal player, a lot is gonna really change and take you to where you fans of Arsenal are gonna hate to dream to be. You get? Where dream be. So, right now, Kylian Mbappe is really the hot deal, and he's the target that everyone really needs. And trust me, that is not gonna happen, and it's not gonna stop. So, I kick out that story that wage bill is not that wage bill, or they don't want to break their wage structure. When Ronaldo came in at Man United and he was given £860,000 a week, no player at Man United complained about it. He said everyone was like, the guy is worth it and he should go for it. No one complained. I don't know whether Bukayo Saka or Kai Havertz, as the huge earners at the club of Arsenal, will come through and complain when Kylian Mbappe is given a contract of close to £600,000 a week or £700,000 a week, because he's worth it. He's worth it. And all of them will see what he puts up on the field of play, because his numbers won't lie. Kylian Mbappe is this player that will come in at Arsenal and really get you how many? Will get you like 30 goals a season, 30 goals in the Premier League. He'll get you like 10 goals in the Champions League, and he's a 60-goal season scorer. That's the special part of him. So, Mbappe can go to Arsenal. You know, Liverpool can sign him and offer him that amount of money. So, let no one come to you and tell you the wage bill is a problem. This guy is going to make you money. For example, if Arsenal is willing to break the bank and get in Victor Osimhen and pay 100 million pounds for him as their centre forward, yet there is a player as a free agent who is going to come in through the club of Arsenal, and that 100 million pounds could be his salary for 2 years. Do you know how much money he's going to make in for Arsenal? A lot. He's going to make a lot of money for the club of Arsenal, and even the ticket sales will be increased, and Arsenal will be winning Champions League. And when you win the Champions League, when a team like Arsenal, you can earn close to 150 million pounds from the Champions League. Win the Premier League, you get like 500 million pounds. You know, that means signing in a player like Kylian Mbappe to win you all of those trophies can take your income to close to £1 billion. You get? If you can have £1 billion because of Kylian Mbappe, then where do you make a loss? When you obviously get in him, when you get him in at that limit, at that high cost. I think that high cost is not really bad, because Kylian Mbappe is a proven player and he is at the takeoff stage and he has a resale value. If you're Arsenal, get in Kylian Mbappe, get him a contract of 5 years, keep him at Arsenal for 3 years, you get, then go ahead and sell him for, because 3 years at Arsenal will be 28, sell him for like 200 million pounds. That is it. Because if we are getting Jude Bellingham, if Madrid bought Jude Bellingham for 120 million pounds, then how much do you think Mbappe is worth right now? Mbappe is worth 300 million pounds. You get? The same applies to Erling Haaland, is worth 250 million pounds, meaning that by then, getting 200 million pounds back from Kylian Mbappe will be good. And if I told him Kylian Mbappe, I would obviously dodge the Madrid interest. Come to the Premier League, you know, score in the league, then be here for 3 seasons. After being at Arsenal for 3 seasons, you travel to Real Madrid, because Real Madrid will always want you. If not Real Madrid, Barcelona at that time will be wanting you. So I think it's always better to come and enjoy the Premier League right now, because the Premier League is the ideal league. And if at all Kylian Mbappe wants to lift his first Ballon d'Or, he should pick a Premier League team over a La Liga team. Even if it's Liverpool, I tell you, Liverpool can break their bank to sign Kylian Mbappe. That is it. They can, because they know how much that it means at the side of Liverpool. Because remember, Mohamed Salah is on the verge to obviously go and play in Saudi Arabia because he's a Muslim. He believes like him rejecting that move is like being against Allah because Kaaba is there in Mecca and everything. So if they're willing to offer £200 million for Mohamed Salah, I think Kylian Mbappe is by far the best replacement for Mohamed Salah at the side of Liverpool. You get him his side that he wants, between £600,000 a week to £700,000 a week. Have that man of Mohamed Salah with you, get in other players, and that team will obviously click. Because if Mbappe joins that trio of Darwin Núñez and Diego Jota, or Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo, my dear, you know what it's gonna be like. This guy is a clinical finisher. Kylian Mbappe is a goal poacher. Kylian Mbappe is one of the fastest players I've gonna hate to see, and I feel like it's a very huge disservice to obviously compare him with Erling Haaland, because he's a different breed of player. He's a hybrid of many players, and he's really one of those that will win you games. You remember in the World Cup finale, he had really gotten this side back. You know, a hat-trick in the final shows you the mentality of this player, that he doesn't give up. Remember, 2-0 down, but France went ahead to obviously start knocking on the door, pulled one back around the 60th minute, leveled the game around the 80th minute, and in the dying minutes, Messi went ahead to get Argentina the winner, and then Mbappe said, I'm cancelling that out. So I think Mbappe, if I'm Mbappe negotiator, all Mbappe agent, all Mbappe, how are they called? The intermediaries, I'd advise him, let's switch to the Premier League. Let's not even mind about the money. Let's go to the Premier League and say we want £500,000 per week, but if you perform like this and this and this, if I score 10 goals, you get me this. So you put up your package that is really performance best, that when you score such and such a number of goals, you get this at the end of the season, meaning that you'll be rewarded differently from other players because he has earned that right to negotiate like that as Kylian Mbappe. So Arsenal keep in here, and we see how this guy is going to really make a decision on either to join Arsenal or Liverpool or Real Madrid. But going to Real Madrid now, I think it doesn't really give Mbappe the best that he deserves as a player. But let's wait and see how these teams, Arsenal and Liverpool, how far they will push to get in the player. But I believe Arsenal has all what it takes to get in Kylian Mbappe. Get Kylian Mbappe at Arsenal, that means you will have a Gabriel Jesus competitor, because Mbappe can lead the line. He can play as a right forward, he can play as a left forward, and that's why I believe Mbappe is the best player that Arsenal should go in for this summer transfer window. Why? He solves the Bukayo Saka situation also. Every time you feel like Bukayo Saka shouldn't start or should be rested, Mbappe plays that side and plays there very well. Every time you feel like Jesus is away, like now he's really having an injury, Kylian Mbappe will lead through the center. And then on the left side, if you want him to obviously play there, he can really do that side. Imagine a team that is having Kylian Mbappe, Gabriel Jesus, and Martinelli as their front three. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? Guys, it will be really one of the baddest trios in world football history, because all of those players are really technically gifted. Their football intelligence is way up the ordinary, and they're really players that can really hit you on the break. And in transition, Arsenal will kill every team. So I think even if it goes to Liverpool, that trio will be deadly, and even at Arsenal, that trio will be deadly. So we wait and see how that happens. But I think Kylian Mbappe, if at all I'm Arsenal, I do everything to bring him in, because he solves very many situations at Arsenal. You don't have to spend a lot of money on him, but you have to give him a sign-on fee and a huge salary. That is it. Then you know that if at all I'm Arsenal, I'll go in for two midfielders. Then the rest will be history, because he'll be having abundance. When you get in Kylian Mbappe has three players in him. You get? He'll get your center forward, a right-sided center back, a right-sided forward, and a left-sided forward. 3 players. You sign 1 player, but it's 3 in 1. Self-contained player. That is it. So, we go to Spain a little bit. Christian Folk has told us that Hans Flick is already learning Spanish. He's looking for a new challenge in the summer, and the job at FC Barcelona would appeal to him. Obviously, if you are a Barcelona fan and you're going to obviously support them for the very many years possible, you believe that ever since Pep Guardiola really left, they have not gone ahead to bring in high-profile managers that are really good at winning. Henrique came in through and really went ahead to win, but I don't think that he's that manager that could change things. Hans Flick has had a lot at Bayern Munich, Champions League winner, Bundesliga winner. He has faced almost every side in the Champions League, and he knows exactly what it means to obviously lift it. And guess what? He just left Bayern Munich because Bayern Munich couldn't obviously go through to the final, and they were knocked out of the semi-final, and he left the side of Bayern Munich. That is it, meaning that if he's a manager at that ilk that can take him to semi-finals of the league, of the Champions League, then you need him at the club. He was at Bayern Munich from 2019 to 2021. You know, he came in as an assistant in 2019, then he took over, and he was there for like 2-3 years. And remember, he won a Champions League in 2020, and he won very many trophies that side. So he was at Germany. Things never went on well, but I think if he comes in at Barcelona, he would be the perfect signing that I would recommend for them to get. I know Jurgen Klopp is one of those that they are looking at, but I don't see him really making that side. I think he's going to go outside there, have a sabbatical, and then return. Like you saw Pep Guardiola when he had a sabbatical and he returned to the game of football. So that is it for Hans Flick. He's one of those managers that are learning Spanish, and I think he's a manager who can really build for you a very beautiful kind of football that you want to see play at Barcelona. And Xavi has gone ahead to fail, but he has also shown us that he can really recruit young players and really bring them into the team. When you look at the likes of Musiala Jamal, I think he came in through in the era of Hans Flick, and Musiala, for me, he's one of the best players in the world. And with Barcelona looking to sign Joshua Kimmich in the summer to come in through and really play into their CDM area where Busquets left a very huge void, this is the right man to convince this player to come in through. And you never know, he might even convince people like Jamal Musiala to cross to Barcelona, because these players like Jamal Musiala, they would love to play for Barcelona. And if at all this manager is at the helm of these negotiations, then he will convince him to join. If at all Xavi had gone ahead to convince Joshua Kimmich to join Barcelona, then how about his former manager at Bayern Munich, who made him his captain, convincing him? He'll obviously turn around and really do the needful to play a bit of it. So guys, that is it about Hans Flick, but I think it will be a very huge bargain for Barcelona if they get in Hans Flick. And I think if he's learning Spanish, he knows that Joan Laporte and Deco are obviously looking at him to come in through and really do the needful. When you look at the variable managers that really have experience, they're not many. Jose Mourinho is on his decline, but when you look at Hans Flick at the club level, he was on his high, and he could compete for every kind of trophy in there for you. He's a winner, and he can obviously turn around this season. Let's see what Pep Guardiola went ahead to say about Phil Foden. I'm going to hit to score a hat-trick last night against Brentford. He said, "You have a feeling with Phil? Oh, it's difficult to find. He's like a knife. I've only seen Phil like that. There is space to take over from Bernardo Silva or Kevin De Bruyne in the future. He will lead the others. He will lead the other ones. And if you are a Manchester City fan and supporter, there is no happiness that you get when your own from the academy is doing wonders. This boy is really great. I've been slated. I've been attacked by Arsenal fans when I told you that Phil Foden is a different kind of player. You know, I think he's better than Saka. And people have said, no way. But Look at this season. He now has 8 Premier League goals and 7 assists. That is Phil Foden. 3 Champions League goals and 2 assists. So he's never gonna stop. Though Saka's gonna hit to get 10 goals of a season plus and assists, but I think Phil Foden is a better player. He gives you options. He can play centrally, he can play on the left, he can play on the right, attacking sides of the midfield. He can play very many positions, close to 8, 9 close to 4, 5 positions on the pitch. This guy is all about. And saying that he's gonna really lead the team and be like a Kevin De Bruyne, I don't doubt his qualities, because right now he's one of the most talented English players alive. That is it. I think the most talented English player alive is Mason Greenwood. That is it. But he's really having problems. But the Jude Bellinghams are in that ilk, you know. Who else? You know, Jadon Sancho, though he really got a slack, you know. But I think Pep Guardiola is right. So guys, tell me thoughts about Mbappe, potential Arsenal transfer switch. I welcome in the comment section what do you make about it. Do you think Arsenal should sign him or not? Then what do you make about Phil Foden? Do you think he's gonna be the person to fill the boots of Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City? And lastly, you talk about Hans Flick learning Spanish. Would you give him the job to be the new manager for the side of Barcelona? All that and more into the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. Bye-bye.